Hello everyone, welcome to the Lightbringers podcast, episode 3 of season 3. I hope you are well and you're doing all the things. Whatever those things are, I hope you're doing them. Excellent. Today, we're going to be talking about 2 weapons for the Thief and the Warrior. Warrior Staff, and we're going to talk about the Thief Axe. Which I think are, well, the Warrior Staff specifically has been something they've wanted for a long time, and the Thief, I don't know if they wanted Axe. What was that?
I did.
You did? You really wanted
Well,
an
yeah,
axe?
because I wanted to be an X.
I did too.
You wanted to be a... You wanted to be a what?
An assassin.
I thought you were gonna be like, I've always wanted to be an axe murderer.
That too. An assassin is just an axe murderer, but with a fun name.
Yeah. And you get to be stealthy.
An axe murderer, but with a fun name. Awesome.
Assassin.
Assassin. So we're all about.
I'll tell you this: the
today.
reason why I like the word so in Guild Wars 1, the assassin in factions, I made a build called the Assassin back then.
Oh, you did actually do this.
Oh, yeah, it was all about you layer yourself with enchantments and you go around with the axe and you win the game because you're very difficult to kill and it's a nice little farming build. Anyway, moving on.
No, that's fair. That's fair. You know, you've got some influence there. You liked something in the past, and that's why you wanted to have it. That's actually some good Boots lore, I think.
Sure.
Boots lore.
Boots lore.
Hashtag Boots lore. I'm gonna tweet that out.
The deepest, most prized of all lore.
Morgan, I'm gonna team up with Fornax and do a series called Boots Lore on Fornax's channel where I come with brain dead opinions about the lore and she corrects me.
I mean,
I correct you very kindly, very kindly.
Isn't that what happens here anyway?
Hey, my opinions here are very good.
Oh no,
Thank you
not
very
opinions.
much.
We're talking about actual lore, knowledge.
Yeah,
You know what?
my actual lore opinions.
You know what could actually be a fun episode would be if Fornax did some kind of lore trivia and then all of us buffoons had to choose.
Oh god, I would be the worst at that.
I would love
lose.
that.
Me too, I would.
Yeah, you would all love
You
it.
got like
because I
A,
would
B,
be
C, and
last.
D, and you gotta choose. You can phone a friend.
Yeah,
I'm
we
in.
could use the chat and be like, I want to ask Siren Tempest 1. Do you have an answer for me? I know who I'd ask. Fornax. I'd ask Fornax.
That's cheating.
It's cheating.
Is it cheating? Oh, is that
Yes.
not how it works? Okay.
Yeah, Christmas
Imagine if
bonus
they put
episode
you on there.
confirmed.
I would actually really like that idea. Can someone write that down? I mean, or put it on the text or something? I don't know.
I'm gonna private message
You have fingers.
Indigo
There are
on
fingers.
Twitter.
Just write. Can someone write that down? You have a computer right in front of you.
I know, but if I write it down, do you think I'm gonna find it
It'll
again?
get lost.
There is
Yeah,
no way.
okay.
It has to be written for me to remember. Okay. Let's do the podcast, shall we? So today we're going to be talking about the new weapons. We did Guardian Pistol and what else did we do? Scepter for Revenant, right?
Yes.
Now, that was fun times. That was before the expansion came out, and then they were so rude and they brought the expansion out, and I was like, yeah, we're going to get loads of time before this happens. No. So we're back to it. There's loads of stuff to talk about in the new expansion. We're not just evading the expansion, but
When do we talk about spoilers in the expansion?
Not yet, because I still haven't done the story.
Yeah, bro.
Haven't had
Not
time.
at all? Not even a little bit, Jebro?
Yeah, no, yeah, I have. I'm an amateur. Amateur.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
just finished
Oh.
yesterday.
I just haven't had time.
Hey, so are you
We
like brimming
will-
with ideas about the story and want to talk about it?
And we will talk about that on another podcast.
Yeah, it's another
Right.
podcast. We're going to get into it today. But first of all, very quick intro from our awesome guest. Rookery, how you doing? What are you doing? Just a little flip. That's it, exactly.
What was that,
You got it.
Jebro? Oh, Sorry, I don't speak Nailed it.
It
Simlish.
was
Yeah, I know I did.
English, actually.
was it?
Fornax totally understood what I said. What did I say, Fornax?
Sausage?
No idea. No, yeah,
That's what I
sausage.
said. Exactly. No.
Yeah,
No
sausage.
idea. Sausage. Yes. Oh, boots, smell little sausage.
Snookums.
Hey,
Sounds
everybody.
like
Snooki. Just a Kroof. Just a normal episode and day here on the Lightbringers podcast. I'm Rook, aka Rookery. I am not Jebro's favorite little sausage, but I'm still doing my best.
You're like a chipolata.
I don't know what that is.
What?
Thank you.
It's
A
little baby's
chipolata?
Chipolata.
A what?
Chipolata?
Are they like French fries?
I think it's
Isn't
a
it
small spicy
small
sausage, I
sausage.
believe.
Chipolata? Hold on, I'm writing this now. Oh, you're right. Chipolata, a type of fresh sausage likely created in France. Okay.
I'm
well,
all
Jeb,
about
I'm
the
gonna
European knowledge today.
Chipolata sounds like
you.
the least French word in the world. Why? Is it
That
created
Sounds
in France?
Spanish.
Yeah.
Does. I do see another one though that says chipolatas are small pork sausages that are originally from Italy and that they're served in other countries as well.
Yeah, we use them.
So-
We eat them a lot in England because we don't have our own culture sometimes.
That's well, you know,
Sometimes.
We have a
that's
lot of our own
whole
culture,
other
just
issue.
our own food. But anyway, sorry, Rookery. This is
Yeah,
going to
Sorry,
be really
sorry.
off course today.
I have to
I'm
correct the
sorry.
record because
have
you
your-
Southerners may eat chipolatas. Us Northerners do not, mate. Bangers and
No,
mash,
you
Cumberland
just
sausage.
put,
Okay,
you
that's
fried,
it. That's it.
You just fry
Haggis.
Mars bars and put, I mean, I like them. That's,
I had a fried Mars bar in Glasgow, and I think I almost died.
our entire culture around food is based off post Second World War.
Interesting.
Because we couldn't afford
Yep.
anything. So, anyway,
right.
Rook,
I
sorry.
mean, look, no, you're good. Bangers and mash are delicious. I will
is.
take this though. And Jebro, I do expect you to give everybody an assigned type of sausage that they are. So I will accept chipolata, and that's my new sort of brand. But for my other brand, my established brand, you can find me at Rookery over here on Twitch. That's ROOKURI. You can also find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Twitter at Rookery_. I love playing MMORPGs. I think you all know this at this point. I particularly love Guild Wars 2.
Oh, you do?
And yeah, I do. Yeah,
That's great.
believe it or not. And I love just getting hype for the things that we love in games. I do a lot of stuff, whether it's playing, whether it's, being on my own channel doing podcasts, or it is also shoutcasting, which I have been doing a lot of recently, hosting and shoutcasting events. Just getting to share the things we love about games and not worry too much about all the negativity in the world that brings us all down, although we still have good critiques and discussions, so it's always a fun time. It's oftentimes a spicy time, and that's me, your little chipolata.
Your little spicy sausage. There you go.
Look,
That
you're
makes
really good at
sense.
doing that.
Spicy sausage. You're a little spicy sausage. There you go. I love it. Okay.
All
Kroof,
thanks.
Kroof, do the figs. Where are you from? And what do you also want to be called a sausage?
That was the assignment Rook gave you.
Oh, shit.
Is that we
Okay,
are all
I'll do it.
introduced as a sausage.
I'll do it. No, well, I'll come at the end.
I guess.
Come in at the end.
Cut that.
Come at
Cut
the
that.
end.
Cut that. Cut that.
I'm coming
I'm
at
gonna
the
cut that.
end with a sausage.
All right.
What he said. That's what he
Sorry,
said.
wow, I'm just
Yeah.
making it worse. Continue. Oh my god.
Hi everyone, I'm Kroof, currently unnamed unbrand sausage, but my other branding messages tend to be involved with MMORPGs, and I've been putting out quite a few videos. Oh my god, I forgot I have to put out a video today.
Yes.
It's
out
currently
now.
up early on Patreon. If you want to support my channel, you can head over to Patreon, get early access to videos. But yeah, doing a bunch of Go To videos, builds, talking about the game, story, all that stuff. But thank you so much for having me on here. It's always great. I also stream every once in a while on Twitch. If you want to go follow me there, I really appreciate it.
You are a blotwurst, Kroof.
Blotwurst or
Yes,
bratwurst?
from Germany. Well,
Blotwurst.
Brat.
Brat.
BLU. BL. I don't know how they pronounce it. You are rated 3.2 stars out of 5. Not bad. Not great.
What?
But
I'm
the-
humble.
But the reason is because it is made up of many different things, including blood, meat, animal fat, loads of different things. But you're made up of so many good things that equal one big, large, and amazing sausage. That many
Big
people
and large.
enjoy.
I like to hear it.
That many people enjoy. They are rather big. They look kind of wise as well, if I was going to say so.
I'm a precocious sausage.
The reason I say wise is because they've got little, I mean, I might as well show you, everyone. They look
Don't
old.
Don't show everyone your
Don't
sausage.
show.
No, Deborah, put your sausage away.
No, it's there. It's on screen.
Put the bloody sausages away.
If you're listening audibly, you've just missed out on my sausage. But like, it's got like, you know, it looks old timey. So I'm gonna say you're wise as well. Wow, there's two.
Is that a
there's
compliment?
Because
just
when I
like-
think of Kroof, I think of
it's
stuffed
old
with
timey.
Old. Old.
timey and
Hey,
stuffed with meat. That's what I think.
you could have stopped at old timey. We could have left wise out of that equation.
just trying to find
Old as hell.
but like, you know, I meant wise and like, you know,
So
well
what
formed.
happened here? What happened here is Jebro looked up sausages of the
timey.
world.
There you go.
He clicked on the first link he saw,
Yes.
and then went to the top 10. And you're the first thing he saw was Bloodwurst. He has no idea what it was when he read it out.
You know what that is called?
Oh no,
Improv.
I've had
and
Bloodwurst before.
that
I've been to Germany like 30 times. I know what it is. What did
That
you
is a
want to
true
be? Did
sign.
you want to be a wiener? Did you want to be a suck-up? Did
I want to be a little wiener.
A Leberwurst?
I want to be a wiener.
Do you want to be an Alhira? Like,
Oh,
mean,
can I be Weenie Hut Juniors from the hit show SpongeBob?
Weenie Hut Juniors.
Yes.
Super Weenie Hut Juniors.
Boots, tell us what you do. What you do.
Hi, I'm Boots. Every once in a while, I make a video on YouTube at World Eventers.
You can watch Boots' new video, Top 10 Sausages on the Lightbringers podcast.
That's right. That's right. Next up, that'll be coming out is more adventures from the old Festival of the Four Winds that I still haven't edited.
I mean, you've got a lot
So-
of adventures to get through. You've just done all the ones from the expansion, right?
I did all the ones from the expansion, but I didn't record anything. I just recorded.
Wait, why?
Well, I had the.
Oh, it's a mistake. Okay.
I had the NVIDIA thing going on in the background. Like I pressed record the last 5 minutes every time I got a higher score. So I have my highest scores of the things, but I didn't actually record my approach the same way that I do my other adventures.
You
I didn't.
mean you didn't record it.
I didn't record it. So
that's what you mean.
I'll have to do that.
Damn
But
it, Boots.
yeah. So I got a lot to do.
That's
A
a good amount of watching that I do of your channel. Like that's your content. I mean, where are the adventures?
These
now?
days, yeah.
That's good. No one else.
I'll get back to it. Okay, fine.
Thank you very much. Make sure you check out Boots, Kroof, and Rookery. But last but not least, the ultimate sausage. The wise, law-keeping sausage.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, what
helping me.
sausage am I?
I'm still working out.
No, we already covered that. You're little sausage.
Oh, you're the original
Yeah.
sausage. You're the,
Deborah's little sausage.
you're my little
The
sausage.
original sausage, the OS. Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly. I'll be coming up with phonics in the next moment. So make your intro very long, please.
Please bear in mind that I don't eat meat. Okay?
You don't have to
Just
eat
hair
meat to be
sausage.
meat.
There we go. Impossible sausage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Impossage? Impossage? Okay.
Impossage.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay. I mean, there's a historic sausage called the Regensburg.
sausage.
I am not a royalist. Anyway,
Oh, fair enough.
sorry. Just no.
You are the impossible
Hey.
sausage.
I am impossible because you can probably
You
tell.
are
Hey,
frequently impossible, my friend.
yeah. I'm Fornax, the Crichton Herald. I make Guild Wars 2 content mostly over on YouTube. And I released a video a couple of days ago. If you're interested in the gear, I've done a showcase, of all the gear that we can get currently in Soto, how to get it, how to unlock it, and why the Astral Ward stuff is so fucking expensive, because it's a precursor. Surprise! So yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I deleted all my Astral Ward stuff.
You're joking, right?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Boots. You've got all the
Well,
legendary
you gotta
armor,
do the
though, right?
collection first to then unlock the next part.
You've
It's
done
true.
it.
So I
Alright.
think you can salvage it because it's just
Oh,
exotic.
okay. Well, I did the collection and then deleted the characters and the account that the collection was on too.
Wow. That's some real little
why.
sausage energy right there.
That's poor sausage energy. That's a lack of sausage energy. Your energy has.
You got no armor.
Have you ever thought about handing
no
over
account,
your
no sausage.
account to Poutine? I think that they could be doing a better job of it right now.
Putin would destroy that sauce.
Jesus Christ. Moving on.
Why now? I mean, why change? Why change everything? Okay, if you want to watch the podcast and listen to our ridiculousness on a weekly basis, you too can join on a Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/JebroUnity. Also on youtube.com/JebroUnity, where you can also watch the VODs of the podcast, where there's chapters and all the things, and also Google your favorite podcast, The Lightbringers, on Google, because I said Google with Firefox or another browser. Anyway, it's also on Spotify, so if you want to listen to it while you're driving your car on your boring drive to work, insert some sausage in your morning drive. I came up with that one just now.
Everyone eats a hearty breakfast. Go over to IHOP. Sausage and pancakes for only $7.
I really need to. That should be like the catchphrase. Insert some sausage into your morning drive with the Lightbringers
I don't think this is
podcast.
smart brand strategy. I think we should go back to the drawing board.
Is IHOP still IHOP or is it still IHOB when they changed it for a second?
No one. It's much like X. No one's changing IHOP. Okay.
No.
We're all calling it
Wait.
Twitter still.
Are they,
You know what's
did
crazy?
really
They called
change
it
to
IHOB. Well, it was
We're going
International
way off.
House of Breakfast.
it
or
was a
whatever.
market. No, it wasn't breakfast. It was a
Was it?
marketing ploy. They called it IHOB for a little while, like on on their ads and stuff.
Okay.
And it was not International House of Breakfast like you would think IHOB should be. It was International House of Burgers.
Oh,
Okay,
dear Lord.
so let's move on. That's rubbish.
Yeah.
That's poor. Not your fault. But
I hobbled so X could fumble.
It was one of those advertising campaigns where they make you mad at them for just to
For existing.
get.
I
Okay.
have no idea who you're talking about, so
IHOP
sorry.
is
The advertising didn't
is
reach
a
the UK.
chain, a food chain. Think of the Little Chef.
So
actually-
God.
but like
American diner
24/7.
chains.
Oh, wow. Oh,
There's
I'm
a
sorry,
saying in
guys.
England,
Anyways.
we're going to hell, but we're still stopping off for the Little Chef. That's
I
a
think
big
we
thing.
have some skills to get in.
Oh,
this.
yeah, let's do skills.
We're going to start with Kroofs. I'm going to assume this
Oh,
is Kroofs
no.
because Kroofs is normally the one which will look
Oh,
good.
we're doing Thief first? Yay!
Yeah, we'll go for food
Uh-oh.
first. Why not?
Oh no.
What do you mean, oh no?
Well, because I did all my skills like in 30 minutes before the show, and my thief ones are definitely worse than my.
Doesn't matter. We're
warrior
still going to
stat
see
ones.
all of them.
Then
so,
you'll get to end on a high note.
yeah.
Okay.
If
alright,
people
yeah.
get that far into the podcast, which they normally don't. Sorry.
All right.
Isn't that the good bit's over? The banter's done. Now we get to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about the game.
Because we don't banter at all
Oh, I'm-
over the course of the episode once
No,
we're
that's
about
true,
10 minutes
actually.
in.
That's true.
Yeah, we
actually.
just
we
stop.
have taken half an hour to get to this part. Okay, so what we're doing is I gave our Lightbringers an option. If they wanted to today, they could produce some skills for the upcoming weapons that will be coming in the next quarter, I believe, or is it third quarter? I can't remember actually.
Oh God, I don't remember either. It'll be a couple months.
It's gonna be a bit. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're wondering what the weapons.
We'll
will
have a
be.
beta by the end of the year,
Oh
I
yes.
think.
Oh okay, that's why I wanted to get it done. Okay, good. So we've got that. So if you don't know already, we're not having any new elite specializations, but we are getting new weapons, which normally came with elite specializations. So we still feel that I think generally we all like, oh yeah, a theme is fine for a weapon. That's okay. If you want to do that, there's no like restrictions, so people could just go wild, or they could just be basic, or do whatever. And if
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to sell your stuff. I'm sorry. I'm assuming you said you didn't have much time. I'm assuming it's very
Basic.
good. I'm also
I'll show you
overselling my skills as well. But Kroof, what was your idea for the? So FIFA's getting. So what was your idea around this? Does it have a theme? Does it need a theme? Like what
It
is
has
it that
a
you wanted
theme.
to do? Oh, it does. Okay, go on.
I always,
Explain.
whenever there's something content creation related, I always go in with the game plan.
You got lifesteal going on here.
Professional, not technically lifesteal, but like thematically, because lifesteal does not scale very well and all that stuff. So
True.
I'm smart. So
Just-
my preamble
sure.
for this build is A, I do not play Thief. B, I decided to look at Guild Wars 1 assassin skills for some inspiration in terms of just naming conventions. And we've had like Lotus strikes like on other abilities. And then I was like, oh, Guild Wars 1 assassins, a lot of their skills had like Mantis in it. So that was like my kind of through line with like just the naming conventions. You know, Mantis, you know, their claws and stuff and axes and all that stuff.
Well, the mantises were daggers usually.
Well, I'm thinking of real world Mantis.
Okay, all right, sure.
So we're just configuring that just a little bit.
Okay.
But for this theme of the weapon, Thief is oftentimes a very flighty, very fast, moving in and out of combat, evading type class. And I thought like an aspect of maybe being a bit more bruisery or like bigger cleaving hits that you can heal from and like keep yourself in combat, so you don't have to always like dodge and like evade out of the way. I maybe could have gone a little bit like stronger in like this health healing direction, but I guess we'll just talk about the abilities a little bit.
Yeah,
So
sure,
we have
run us
like
through 'em.
the auto attack is pretty simple: carve, recurve, damage. It's power based, so it applies vulnerability, but just keep that bruisery element in mind. The final hit, sapping slash, would be like a heal, so you'd have something, you know, generating so you can stay in combat. The second ability, I didn't want to have any like direct like teleportation, but there is a slight element of shadow step. This would be like, in essence of that cleaving type, Mantis slash would be like a linear AoE, so that you could cleave with your auto attacks in a wide cone, but then have a little bit different with a line attack. Does some damage, but it would have a flip over, so you could shadow step to the end of that line and then deliver an attack. So there's a
have a
slight bit of
question.
mobility. Yes.
How long does the skill stay flipped over before it goes back to the original skill?
I'd say about 3 seconds.
So as long as the
As long as the stream,
lasts.
yeah. So as long as the stream lasts, so you can time it at the very end to kind of like pop it.
Oh, that's cool.
And because this is initiative and there aren't cooldowns, it would just reposition where that stream was instead of like overlapping streams.
But you wouldn't. You wouldn't
Don't
be
cross
able
the
to.
streams.
You wouldn't be
Sorry.
able to make a new stream, right?
Yeah, it would just replace it because there's no cooldown. So
But I mean, you wouldn't be able to make a new stream because you have a flip over skill instead of.
oh wait, yeah, you're right. Never mind. So that is not a problem. That is not a problem. I was overthinking it.
Yeah.
So yeah, auto attack, strike damage, power damage. I went with this, and then for your third ability with Thief, you have dual wield skills, which take account your main hand and offhand, but there's usually a third ability attached to that main hand if you don't have an offhand. So I decided to make one of those too, and I think it could be an interesting possibility in the future for thieves to be able to choose if they want that like true third ability for that weapon, or take the dual wield ability, similar to like Untamed, because you have that choice of skills. So the pure axe ability would be like Mantis Dance, and I've always liked thematically that idea of like you just kind of stay in place but you dash very quickly in an area.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that would fit Thief really, really well. Of course, it's not an evade frame, but it's a self-heal. So potential big heals on that third
You
ability.
would literally just be doing a little dance in place.
No, you like visually, you'd be like blurring like in an area,
Yeah,
kind of like zipping around.
There's actually an ability in a MOBA called Paragon where there's a person called Seraph, and they actually have like club instead of an
Yeah.
axe, and they appear, it's not like a mesmer, but they appear flashing from different places around the target, and it looks very cool. Kind of got a visual for that.
Yeah, it looks like you got a radius of 300. So is it like you go around a circle and around a 300 radius, or do you just stay in place?
You don't like visually, you wouldn't stay in place. Like your character would like blur and like go across the area and like
Okay,
almost
but
teleport.
my
around.
question is this: since it's not an evade frame, is your hitbox in a single space, or is it actually moving?
Ooh, it'd be moving. That's my safest answer.
Okay.
That's my safest answer.
All right.
Or maybe there would be an evade on that. You'd probably have to throw an evade on that or something. Anyways, and then you get into the actual like dual wield abilities. And for the dagger, I wanted that to be the choice of a leap, so you'd actually have like targeted mobility. And I thought it'd be interesting to have 2 combo finishers, a leap and a blast. So when you start the leap, you leap finish, and then when you enter that location that you targeted, you'd blast. So you get like
I like it.
2 combos out of it, which I don't know if we have any ability that does that at the moment. 2 combo finishers.
Hammer 3 on Engineer. Scrapper used to, or it still
It's a
does have
leap.
2 combos.
It's
Is it a leap and blast?
No.
Oh no, it's 2 leaps.
It's just leaps. But these are 2 different ones. So you could gain like an aura. You could gain like an aura from the field and then like blast
like
a
it.
fire aura and then spread might.
Yeah, I do
Ooh.
like the We had a little bit of that before, didn't we? In the last weapons we were looking at, I did something like that. It's good.
But yeah, these are all very power oriented. So just like bigger flat damage, vuln access. And then the final dual wield would be with the offhand pistol. And I've always enjoyed ideas of like damage over time, but power-centric damage over time. Guardian Greatsword 5, Binding Blade, is actually one of your only skills that has like a specific debuff that is power damage over time. So I wanted to kind of pull from that.
Is Focus
Mark of
4
Death.
power damage over time as well?
It
I
is
can't
like
remember.
damage over time, but it's not like an effect, which like has a.
Oh,
I mean, it has a
okay.
duration. Technically, there are like damage over time, like fields and stuff, but like in terms of like unique debuffs, Binding Blade is one of like the only ones that I know of. So I kind of took inspiration from that, where like it's a slightly less impactful initial damage, but as that debuff rolls, it does more and more damage. So it's more of like a mark for death. Your doom is approaching, and
It's a
Like,
mini combo kind of like ability,
yeah.
I guess, in one
Like great-
ability.
Guardian Greatsword 5 a little bit kind of.
Yeah.
But better.
essentially exactly like that. And
Yeah,
it
okay.
pierces. Greatsword 5 doesn't pierce, but it can hit multiple targets
hit up to
because you can
5,
pull in up to 5. So this is a pierce in a line.
Oh wow, as well. Appears nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
A little bit of cripple. And then Boots reminded me that we have to do stealth attacks with Thief. And I kind of
I did not.
very quickly did this in 5
mailed it in.
seconds. In 5 seconds. Mantis Strike. This would be very similar to if you played Berserker, the Greatsword, your Berserk F1, where you have like an expanding wave of slashes. So this would be essentially that. It'd be like an expanding wave of axe slashes around you in a circle. So a lot of like big cleave, big power. I would like to see that from axe.
And now I have a very easy question for you. If you were a Deadeye, would you just throw some torment onto that thing?
You mean if I was a specter?
No, a Deadeye. A Deadeye for the for your marked target, you get a special
Yeah.
a special stealth attack.
Oh
that
yeah, when you
gets
get
better
stealth.
as you.
Why would it be torment?
Because that's what they do for a lot of the different stealth attacks.
Oh,
for
No, this is
Deadeye.
this is power oriented. So maybe we'll just
Okay.
we'll just increase the damage per malice stack with Deadeye or something.
All right, okay.
Because I was like, Spectre just got main hand scepter, which is very Condi focused. So whenever there's a new weapon, I want it to be like something different from what we got in the previous iteration. So I went just with more power damage, less about very flighty evade frames, but more about like you're in combat and you're getting use out of being around multiple enemies. I think that'd be an interesting and new direction for Thief.
Nice.
I like it.
Okay. Do you think that?
Good. Yep.
Oh, I was
That's
going
what
to say,
gonna
do you
ask.
think, like, so you were talking about how that's a little bit different, right? Having like the more power focus and some of those, like, multiple enemy kind of things. What do you think, like, as a whole, that people are kind of hoping that Axe brings to the table for Thief? Like, is that kind of playstyle, that power, something that is like really predominant, or are there like other niches that Axe might like fill with Thief? This is just an open question to anybody.
Yeah, I think I've talked with some players who tend to main Thief a bit more, and that's been a topic that they've mentioned a few times in terms of having a more bruisery playstyle, where you don't always have to be like teleporting in and out to evade damage, and it's something I've heard a couple times. So I wanted to play around with that a little bit.
So the lifesteal is kind of what that is about.
Yeah, being able to keep yourself up in combat without having to get out of combat.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
Especially with fields. As
I
well.
think
Blasting.
one of the things that thieves don't have is like a nice way to do AoE to a lot of things. That's not like
Just short bow.
you know
that's
you
it.
have the short bow and you have I guess the staff for Daredevil kind of, but yeah, I think
Nice.
think that-
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
Cool.
good. Very good. Any other comments there? I have some comments.
Oh, I like I like the idea. The axe feels thematically like it should be, you know, stealing life or killing people and making you get healed. So I like that. I like I would add that to my stuff if I thought about it.
Yeah, axe definitely has, like, you can throw an axe, but like if you're up close with it, we were making axe murderer jokes before the podcast started today, but I think there's kind of a reason that axes feel like so appropriate to horror a lot of times, because it is so like up close and personal, and it is such if you're not like, you know, throwing it dexterously from like a way away, it does feel very much like a in your face brutal way to just like you would chop a tree, like chop down an enemy. So I like kind of pairing that with something with that kind of bruisery style, and I like the idea of having that ability where you're sort of like ping-ponging around. I don't know, that's cool. I like it because you're like still playing into like the momentum of the class, but again, you're not having to like get out of the fray. And like with that axe, I think like being able to sweep and just like lay into multiple enemies is a cool thematic kind of thing. I like it.
I've got some footage of something which I think you mean, Kroof, of how it would look if you look at screen. I've slowed it down. This is Seraph, who's in Predecessor, which is a remake of Paragon, which is out, and they've just been released this week, and that made me think of it exactly. And they come in, they do this ability, and they literally do have like different vision, like they kind of have these different versions of them doing this ability, but it looks like they've kind of rushed from place to place. It's very cool. It's what it reminded me of. I was just like, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, that's very cool. I love that because we don't see that much, other than maybe what on the Mesmer.
Revenant.
Or maybe Revenant. Someone said sword free, right? Which is pretty cool. Like that. Nice.
Think unrelenting assault, but instead of like teleporting, you're just like dashing in a blur.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you provided a good
Thief
visual.
theme.
Very thief theme. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. We are going to move on to the next because I realize the time is going to be a thing. Really good job. Love the background. Well presented. A-star. Oh, you don't do A stars, do you? First. Oh, what is it? One.
A plus.
What is the main one in America for grades?
A plus.
A plus. A plus.
Oh, you do A's and stuff. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought now in high school they're numbers. They started doing numbers now.
True.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. Don't ask.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, they give numbers. Well,
One
I
is
don't know
good.
if it's everywhere. I know that a lot of schools in Washington do now. It's weird. Don't worry. I don't
How
know.
appropriately dystopian. Yay.
Weird.
I don't know. Okay, next. Mr. Boots.
Who, me?
Your axe abilities.
Yeah, wait, put them on stream because I don't remember
I'm
them.
doing it. You literally sent them to me, so you should have
Yeah.
them somewhere.
Okay, so I didn't do auto attack because it was like, yeah, whatever. Well,
you.
Fair.
I mean, Kroof, you as well kind of went, whatever for
Was
the
it
first.
is it a slight?
Yeah,
like, if
I
you're
I put
gonna-
a lot of thought into that auto attack chain.
Is
A
it
little
just
bit of
one- it
damage, a
does
little
not-
bit of damage, vulnerability, and a little bit of
I
healing.
love
It's
how
whatever.
Boots is defending themselves because they didn't put the effort in that Kroof did.
True, I did. Well, I mean, I
So
only had a
defensive.
half an hour. I only had a half an hour to do this. So,
It's all good.
skill 2. Let's give it, I don't know, 3 initiative to use.
It
And
doesn't matter about the initiative.
it's just like,
Oh, y'all
you know,
forgot initiative.
I did.
Wow.
I did. I forgot.
you spin around. You go whoop. You go whoop.
Circle of
Little-
death.
Little whoop.
5 times.
And then
Is it
everybody
is it
around
a
you takes
once
damage.
around or is it continual? Like
It's a once
dagger
around.
storm. Okay, so it's
Once
not dagger
around.
storm. It's a minor dagger storm.
So it's warrior axe too.
It's Warrior X. No,
2.
Warrior
No, 'cause
X
that's spinny spin.
4.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
pirouette.
It's like
pirouette.
Warrior,
yeah.
no, warrior
Or
axe
X-
4 is
X2,
the double.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
you
could
Y'all-
have called it
It's
pirouette
X2.
of death. That
No,
would've
you're
been
right. It's
fun.
X2, but it's
That's cool.
but since it's a thief, you get to do it over and over and over again.
So, Crichton Harold, you need to do this because you're going to come up with some good names. Because I like Pirouette of Death. I mean,
Yeah,
I think that is.
I promise I will do my homework next week. Okay.
No, I just want to hear the name. You can just come up with names of abilities. That's it.
It's Warrior Axe 2,
So
but
it
you
is-
don't get any fury from it, but it is repeatable. You
You
get
don't
to
get
use it
any
over and over
fury.
again.
You get to
You
use it
don't
over
apply
and
any
over again.
conditions.
Hey, the Warrior Axe 2 is like a
You
four,
just do
four-
flat
a
damage.
4 or 6. I think it's a 4-second cooldown. This has no cooldown. You
I
just
mean,
go.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a lot of damage if you got Fury and stuff.
Exactly.
I think it also needs to have the sound effects that you're doing. The boop, boop.
I don't understand where that sound comes from. Just saying.
And keep in mind, everybody, that these are skills that I have written down. I want to say 3 minutes before the show started, while I was talking to people in chat. And so, yeah.
Excuses continue to roll out.
With
from
the
These are-
sun in your eyes, with the sun in your eyes.
Yeah.
whilst
And,
eating a small sausage.
So yeah, then we got the dual skills. You got axe
No,
dagger.
cried Harold. No.
Axe dagger. It's called Shadow Strike. Why not? You throw your axe at your target. It's got a range of 600. If it hits, you mark the target, and it becomes it's a flip over skill. Becomes dislodge. Dislodge. You shadow step to your marked target, stab them with the knife that you have in the offhand, just to brace, and then rip out the axe. And yeah, it does damage.
Oh, with the axe dagger. Nice.
Flavor.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, I really
For an
want
axe.
my axe back, please.
exactly. I want my
Axe.
axe back.
How would you, Fornax, how would you rebrand this one? Since, Boots had such a hard time and, was just really struggling right before. Like, what title would you give this
True,
one?
it was.
I don't know, maybe something like bifurcation.
Ooh.
But the problem with bifurcation is I'm not actually splitting someone in two.
But like
I mean,
visually, you could be like,
Yeah. I mean, you are trying to unseen someone
attempt
from the
to.
nave to the chops, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's true.
I
there's the
like that as a name.
intention, right? Yeah. nice.
Bifurcation can actually be used for the next one as well, which is the axe pistol. And that is you have your pistol in your offhand, right? You have your axe in your on hand. You turn the axe around.
And that's
shoot-
what
you-
it's all about.
You shoot the
Hey.
you shoot the pistol into the axe's edge. Split the pistol into many little shards.
The bullet,
And then
you mean? Shoot the,
The bullet. Shoot the bullet. Yeah.
You want to
into the
shoot your
into
own
the
gun?
edge.
Like, aren't you
you
just
shoot-
like? That
Well, no, you
sounds-
shoot the bullet. You shoot the pistol, which anyway. The bullet goes and splits and turns into kind of a blunderbuss effect. And
Okay.
the thing is, so the skill 2 and the skill 3, this blunderbuss, yes, they are both kind of similar to other skills in the game, Warrior Axe 2 and Engineer, the blunderbuss effect. However, none of them are repeatable like the Thief can do.
You really are
So-
selling skill 2, aren't you?
There you go.
I just need to
zoom out,
say,
please.
I am so happy because I also thought of that idea as an effect for a skill, and I almost did the exact same thing.
Amazing.
But it would have been different. I was like, that'd be weird. 'cause I
Okay,
was like,
now the first thing I did for Thief, before things got stupid and I ran out of time, was the stealth attack. And I think the stealth attack is actually not badly done. Execute. I feel like if you have an axe and you're a thief, execute has to be the way to go. And so it says aim a killing blow with your axe in an arc in front of you. You deal more damage to injured targets. So it's kind of like Heartseeker, but different. Because first of all, it's a stealth attack. Second of all, if you down or kill a target with this attack, you remove the revealed condition on yourself. So you can go back to invisible right away. And you gain boons.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
And
to
it doesn't take it doesn't take initiative because, like
So
Heartseeker
it's
does.
very assassin-y, which is what you're talking about with your assassin. Which I
Especially
can't believe you
with-
haven't even mentioned yet, so I'll bring it.
And importantly, it's a cleave.
and the removal of
Wait,
reveal.
what?
you attack. It's a target. You
Wait,
attack.
so you can effectively down 3 targets at the same
You
time?
can effectively. You do a
If you
stealth
down
attack
them.
to up to 3 targets. Yeah,
What? That's sick.
I know.
I'm just confused about how your discombobulated gun is reforming itself repeatedly.
He meant
just-
bullet.
I mean-
yeah.
It's the bullet Fornax.
Bullet.
Maybe
Oh.
maybe he's a
I was like,
demon.
he's like,
and
the
has a
gun
demon.
splits. I'm like, well, I mean,
Yeah, you
that's
throw
like,
your
you
gun
should
into
take
your
some
axe.
shrapnel as well, right? And
I mean,
oh, are you kind of splitting the bullet with your axe? Is that what you're
That's-
trying
yeah,
That's
to
right.
That's
You
what
shoot
he's
the bullet
saying.
into the axe, and it splits and shoots. a
I
bunch of
guess you
targets in it.
fire
So
a
whilst you're
pistol.
trying to do the impossible,
because fuck physics. Yeah,
Hey,
no, I like
hey,
it. Let's
you
do.
over
Sorry,
there,
sorry,
stop
sorry.
running towards me. I do have to throw this axe into this bullet precisely to make
Well,
sure
like,
it gets.
okay.
This.
How about
and,
this?
And you
How
have to
about
aim
this?
too. You gotta go like.
You're really giving
can-
thieves a lot of credit right now. I'm just saying.
How about this? You fire your gun while also like swinging your axe, but the axe
Or you
creates,
chop
like, a
the bullet
magical...
while it's coming out.
Well,
You
yeah,
chop
you
the
could
bullet.
chop
Well,
it
that's
like
what you
that,
meant.
or well, no,
what are you
no,
talking
no.
about, Boots?
Let me
Well, I was
let
like,
me
you
clarify.
just hold the axe in front of you like this and shoot at the axe.
Is that what
No.
you mean? Or no?
That is what Boots originally meant. But you could strike it while you fire, or you could have the axe actually do like a magic kind of like a magic
Spin.
air blade. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah.
yeah.
Bit, and
Magic.
like a
Shadow
blade
magic.
kind of comes out of it. Yeah, like a shadow kind of comes out of it, and that shadow could like split the bullet while
Yeah.
the gun was firing, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It creates like a
Yeah.
mesh, a sharp mesh that destroys the bullet.
I'm never going to a firing range with any of you. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Okay.
Because we'd be throwing
Interesting.
axes. We'd be
We'd be throwing bullets
tomahawks.
and axes. I don't know.
Oh dear.
Excellent, Boots. Good job. I like that.
Is it
last
excellent though?
one. I think it was
It's good. I like execute. I like skills that interact
the execute.
with giving
Yeah.
you benefits for either killing a target or downing a target. Especially like the Daredevil elite skill that is able to actually finish downed allies or downed enemies, not killing your allies. That'd be really bad.
I like that you go back into stealth as well, because like it's like a true assassin, right? You from the shadows, you come out, you do you kill, and then you go back into stealth, and then if you're in PvP, you can down them.
Now,
Just a big
instead of
comment.
gaining boons, if you went back into stealth, if you removed revealed and went back into stealth, that would be really toxic and roll versus
I
That
thought
would be
that's- I
toxic.
thought that's what
That
you
would be very
meant.
toxic.
But
thought
I
that's
would
what you
like
meant.
it. No, it removes
Imagine.
reveal, so you're able to get back into stealth quickly.
Oh yeah, sorry, no, yeah, I actually, yeah, that's what I want.
You want it to completely give you stealth again.
Yeah. That's what I thought it meant. Sorry.
If you kill a target.
But no
I will
boons.
say,
I
I
don't
will
know
say,
about the boons,
because
though.
I'm not balancing this game, absolutely, that's what we're doing.
Yes.
No, I'd remove the boons. I'd maybe take out the boons
Yeah, take out the
you
boons
do
and
that.
have you re-enter stealth.
because I really like
Okay.
that because it really is like an assassin theme, right? I like that a lot. It reminds me of I don't know, like a hitman or something. Yeah, cool.
I don't know. I feel like there should be some sort of repercussions for trying to bifurcate a bullet, and I feel like
Bleed,
you should
self-bleed.
take some sort of exactly.
Yeah.
And with your spinny around thing, there should be some. You should get a few
Self-confusion.
seconds of fusion. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I
Yeah.
think
Absolutely.
that's
You
not
get
a bad
knocked
idea. I
down.
think we should use this. We should use this to
Slurred, crippled.
introduce like a D20 roll into the game. Finally,
Yes.
like to actually have like a randomized components to this. So if you roll you have a 5% chance of accidentally hitting yourself with the
I
attack.
think I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
personally.
Honestly, when you were describing it all, I'm like, it's like being in my D&D group on Thursday. Somebody trying to describe killing, and then I get my axe around here, and I've got my bullet, and it's ready. And
Yeah.
Or you could toss the
Amazing.
bullet into the air and then like swing the axe like a baseball bat.
Why haven't we thought about using not the sharp side of the axe, but the,
The
flat
blunt
of
end.
the
Of
blade?
course. Of
Oh,
So
course.
by,
yeah.
instead
the way,
of firing a bullet from an actual gun, we fire it with the hilt of an axe?
Baseball.
Whoa.
Speaking of which,
This is epic.
speaking of adding a D20 roll to
Oh
the
my
game
God.
for this particular thing,
Yeah.
Kroof, for your skill 3, instead of having an evade frame and instead of you just dancing around, I was thinking you could do like back in the days when it was you had that enchantment that said you have a 75% chance of not being hit by attacks. So you could actually introduce.
Oh,
Yeah.
that could actually be really fun.
I think it would definitely make competitive PvP people upset, but it might be
They're
interesting.
always upset. No one cares about them.
But
I'm in there. I'm in
Wow.
there. I'm talking about myself.
don't talk about yourself like that, Jebro. Wow,
Jebro.
you
I
deserve
love
better.
PvP.
Love
The
yourself.
community around PvP is awful. It's just so bad right now. It's just not good. It's terrible. I picked my Vault dailies for that and weekly and monthly, and I'm like deeply regretting it.
Did you change them?
I haven't changed them yet. I'm thinking about it. But then it'll just be
Bro,
PvE.
you gotta change them.
I will.
You gotta change them.
I'm still like PvP. I'm holding on to some good feedback and responses from people instead of your shit. Okay, I'm gonna nip over to mine.
Wow.
Boots and Kroof.
Critical
Sometimes I
defenses.
am.
It was called critical defenses. It lasted a certain amount
I
of seconds.
did see that skill when I was
And-
researching.
You have 75% chance to block, and every time you and it renews the enchantment every time you crit.
Nice.
But that's not applicable here. So
All right. Okay,
All right, Jebro.
I'm gonna run through mine.
Hit us with that
Okay.
mega mind.
Megamind. Okay, thanks for that. So an axe, I did some researching about axes and where they came from, and a lot of the time it was just like axes are sport now, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care about America. I want to talk about where axes came from, who started using them. Was it the Vikings? Who was it? But actually, the first people that I started to think about, found research on, was actually the Franks, Germanic people living in Western Europe. Aha! Who now reside in parts of Germany and France, just in case you wanted to know. Frankfurt is an example. But my first skill, so mostly throwing axes were meant to intimidate foes, right? So like so my axe is mostly about throwing. So axes were used for throwing, like hand axes, single hand axes.
I like that. I almost went with a ranged throwing axe as well.
Yeah, I was like,
I mean,
there's a lot
honestly-
of melee stuff, but also there is,
trying to
it's probably
think.
half and half, isn't it? There's a lot of like,
Thief has a good mixture.
it does have a good mixture, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think because now, you could use the rifle on anything. So no, it has a great mixture. You're right.
It does.
I
It
was
does,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Mid-range, close range, long range. Really good.
Pistols.
I've actually probably got the best.
Wish I could say the same for Ellie.
I would say the only thing it doesn't have is decent. Oh no, I guess short
Anyway.
bow. Okay, sorry.
We're just running out of time. Your thoughts and points are very awesome. So sticking an axe is actually a thing. Like all of these words have meaning towards like they've got some historical meaning to a degree, other than the last one. So sticking an axe is a ranged
Let
throw.
me ask you a question.
Haha, exactly. It's a ranged throw chain attack. I don't have each one on there, but I've got like which one, what everything does. So the idea is the first attack is damage, the second is a cripple, because you're trying to pin down your target, and then the third strike causes a slow. So it's not like big, but it's just like
Slow.
yes, yeah.
On
yeah.
auto
So
attack
you're
is interesting.
trying to, yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, it's slow on many things. I feel like it's on Revenant somewhere. I don't know, but it's really got the theme and idea of wanting to slow down your target, but you have to hit each attack to get the bonus. So if you missed your first skill, you go back to the first skill. If you miss the second skill,
okay.
you go back to the first skill. If you miss the second skill, third
That's
skill, you go back.
cool.
So it's like
I like
you have
that.
to get each one. Like combos are really important for the axe, and I put this in the staff as well. So there's that what Crying Herald said, which is a really important thing they think about sometimes with weapons, is the risk reward of it. Like, you know, what's the other word? Like if you risk reward, fuck it.
Like the trade-off? The trade-off of it?
The trade-off. The trade-off.
Ah.
Perfect. So you got it. So that's the trade-off. So you get something good for, you know, making a lot of effort. I mean, makes sense to me.
Slow is good. Yeah, good. I like it.
Just not long though, not like really long or anything. Just something to slow you down. And that can be enough in things like PvP and whatnot. I think a lot of my mind goes into PvP when I think a lot about these skills, because it's like, would that be fairly useful? Well, that's why I stuck the damage in there as well, honestly. So if you don't want to do the other things, wow, my London thing's coming out. It's like, then, you can just kind of spam it. Okay, the second one was called Let's Be Frank. Now, it's because of the Franks. But their axe was called the Francisca axe, which was like their national weapon. So let's be frank is, it's a phrase that most people know, it's quick, short, to the point. But most axes were thrown in intimidation. That's the idea. That's the kind of idea of the thrown axe, I guess. But melee range attack that cleaves enemies and opens them up for further assault. So it's 3 stacks of bleed on 3 targets. But it is melee. You have to be in melee range. So you've slowed them down, and now you're in melee range, and you do a swipe across them once, and you just get a bleed. It's not the best one. I think the name's good.
I'm quite surprised you didn't do a gap closer for the second.
Yeah.
So you slow them down, you gap close, and then you.
Well,
okay. No,
sorry. No. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I was like,
I like that.
Maybe the third one could have been that, but then I was like, they've got steel. They've got other things. They've got other things that can get you in. So if you want to go for like an axe on the first go, you go for a sword, like sword? Shadow step to your target. Then you can switch over and use that. So I was like, we've got kind of shadow steps, and if you're playing like latest elite specialization brain, you can probably port them pretty easily.
Spectre?
As well. Spectre.
I don't actually know how I think this would work, and it probably wouldn't, because again, I am not the theory crafting brain, but I just had a thought about your chain attack where, having that trade-off or that like reward kind of thing. Like if you land that third chain attack that does a slow, maybe it could like switch the 2 skill or something, where if you use that like immediately after, the axe would still like be in your enemy, and then you would close the gap to the axe. So like you would go to like
thing was like grabbing the shadow stepping kind of to them.
You like go to it and then you like pull it out kind of thing.
Yeah. I like it.
Could be an option.
Yeah, that's a good idea as well.
Having that tied
just remember your safe word.
Having that tied to successful auto attack hits is really interesting, because it really puts a lot of value in auto attacking, which oftentimes feels like final auto attacks are usually very strong, but having that actually change other abilities on your weapon is a really cool idea that we've never seen in Guild Wars 2.
That's true. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so, and then I was thinking about the intimidation part, and we don't really have fear on Thief other than if you steal. So it's from a necro, or you get, the thingy from the enemy, and you steal from an enemy. Can't remember which one gives you fear. But you throw your axe as far as you can, so it's a longer range. It's 5 targets, and it creates an area of dread. So it's called dread lob. So if you lob something, you throw it. Lob is a word which is used a lot in England. I don't know how often it's used in America. I've never heard anyone use it.
Use it.
So basically, I made a little thing. It was like those that enter immediately regret advancing on your position, and it's got long cooldown. I don't know how long, but it's 2 seconds. And I was thinking it's either going to be like an AoE mark, which gets activated and that still lingers for a couple of seconds. So it's still fear there, because I was thinking technically how would that work? Because like a necro mark just kind of hits whoever lands it, or if you plant it on on like a group, it doesn't really land that well most of the time anyway. So I was thinking about the technical part of it. So it could either just be thrown and it hits enemies, it hits 2 people close to each other in range, or whoever it hits, like they're the center of the AoE and then it fears. Or if it's like a mark that you throw out, you can put it on the floor and it becomes like almost like a well-esque thing, or like a guardian symbol, which actually could be that. So it's really about the whole theme of the weapon is dread, fear, intimidation, slowing. Yeah, that was it.
I like it.
I didn't come up with a stealth attack, so good job on that. And I didn't think about initiative, so.
And for a thief, you're oftentimes like in stealth and you don't want to be like up in people's faces, but this would be like a lot of reward for staying in combat.
This is almost anti-thief.
Yeah.
But other
It's
than
like, what
the
if
long
Thief
range.
was like a Reaper? Just
Oh yeah,
poking,
actually, I like that comparison.
really, really grotesque and ugh.
Yeah, Smudgeon, I like that suggestion as well. The Firebrand X short range kind of range. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that was fun to do.
Versatility.
Yes, absolutely. It was kind of fun just researching that as well, honestly. It was cool.
And with all of these discussions about axe, Fornax and Rook, do you have any, like, if you play Thief, I don't know if you do, or like what you might want to see from Thief and from like a thematic standpoint, or maybe like how it could change up the gameplay of Guild Wars 2 or introduce something?
Excellent question, Kroof.
If you're not sure, it's okay, because we only
You
have
say,
15
I don't know.
minutes.
Like
I
other
mean,
games like Ninja for Final Fantasy XIV, if there's anything that inspires or you have previous knowledge of that you think could be fitting for Guild Wars 2?
okay, I'm gonna put something out that like is definitely not a thing they would ever do, and it would probably have to be something like an elite spec more so than anything. But this is one of the first things that kind of came to mind for me. I was thinking about the fact that like when you like throwing axes, right? I mean, obviously in this world you can, in a magical world, you can recall them. Like they can function more like a boomerang in a sense. You have like an infinite supply. But then I thought it would be kind of interesting if axes if the axe instead had something where throwing out an axe was like a part of it itself, where you could almost like throw out axes in different parts of the arena that would like you could like target them and then they would like land. And if you were like, I don't know, you created like a box with them almost or something, that maybe that would create some kind of like axe flurry in it, or like frenzy or something like that, where like if enemies were caught in it, they would like ricochet, like so that you were kind of throwing them out as points in
Like
an arena.
creating patterns?
I would just like to
Yeah.
say that is insane, and I love it.
I kind of love that idea. Like you create
But-
your own AoE shape.
But
Yeah.
as you were talking, I came up with another idea, which is not as great as your idea, but could also be good. Is that we were thinking about throwing axes in all of our things. I think we included some kind of throwing axe, but we didn't include ammo. And we should have thought about ammo
that's true.
maybe a little bit.
I did think about ammo, and I decided not to.
Okay, but I'm
I think they
thinking
were quite
ammo.
brutal.
I'm thinking ammo flip over skill that that's a targeted location axes with an ammo
Right.
that the flip over skill is teleport to your axe.
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you use it as like a waypoint almost.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Like a shadow step. Like,
When
sort
it
of-
acts as
It's
like a
like-
global waypoint,
it's like a
it has
shadow
like
step,
a
but you
map
have.
wide range.
They've kind of got it already, yeah. So you could definitely.
I mean,
doable.
actually, to be fair, now that I think about it even further, what is the point of ammo when it's initiative skills?
That's why I didn't go with ammo. I was like,
yeah.
"Oops." I was gonna explain why, but I was like, you don't have cooldowns.
I mean, maybe the
Yeah.
ammo means that it's less initiative or no initiative on the second. Maybe. That
Oh,
would be
maybe.
pretty powerful, though.
maybe
Or on the first maybe.
Yeah.
your auto attack is ammo.
Oh god. Okay, so question to everyone. I literally have in 45 minutes. I do have to go.
Okay,
But,
let's do
So
the
like we either
warrior.
well we either do the staff or we
Do the
Yeah,
staff.
we can get through staff.
The staff is the only one that I actually did well.
Okay.
We can get through staff. We won't. We won't
do
linger.
we won't do the blog post then. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
no, we don't need to do that. This is the
weapon
weapon stream.
I
A
don't
little
think so.
recap here in the episode.
Okay.
There was a blog post. There wasn't much about it. There was a little bit in there, some stuff about World versus World and the Alliance system. So check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
That's
if
our
you want to be
heads up.
sad, go read the blog post.
I still have to read it. I
Sorry.
haven't seen it yet.
It's okay. I only read the Alliance's bit.
This I made so long ago, and I'm so happy we're talking
Yes,
about
that's
it.
why you want to do it. Well, are you sure? I mean, we could talk about the blog for.
No. I don't need to like. I just need it to be revealed to the public, and this was enough. We can honestly
it.
move on from now. We can just go to Boots. It's
No,
fine.
no.
Okay, so Warrior Staff. Warrior Staff is a weapon set that many people have wanted for Warrior, me included. And I think one element of Warrior that's missing is some group support on weapon. So I went with that idea. Auto attack, also bottom up, this one. Quick strike, staff combo, and then resounding blow. It provides damage and healing to allies around you with each of your strikes, but the final attack would grant protection as a boon to allies. Took some inspiration from Guardian
Interesting.
Hammer,
Kind of monkey.
auto attack. Yeah, a little bit more mobility. And then for your second ability, I actually took inspiration from Heart Seeker from Thief, but it has ammo. So something to close a gap so you can stay in melee. Leap forwards towards a target crashing down. Encourage allies around you with boons. So always having that element of healing, but extra boon up time, because as often with support, you need to
How would
provide
that
some
look?
boons.
We don't normally think about
Like,
the look, but I thought about the
there's
look
that
with mine quite a lot.
There's that transformation where you turn into the, I don't know if it's the Monkey King, but it's that like
Yes.
where it kind of like
And
flips.
And you slam down with 2 hands, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
So very
Absolutely.
martial arts esque. So as a second
it's more
ability,
monkey
ammo
kind
skill.
of like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely took inspiration.
Monkey, get it?
I know. Okay,
Definitely
no.
took inspiration from monk and martial artist playstyles and themes when thinking about these. So your third ability that I made up was forward impact. Jab your staff into your target, debilitating them and enhancing allies. A little bit longer range than melee, so that you can just debuff them a little bit. It'd be more of a forward thrust, so a staff is a long weapon, getting a little bit more range. Swiftness and vigor, so that you can also like make sure that you and your allies can march towards your enemies and like stay in melee. It's always about staying in melee. For the fourth ability, this is where I wanted to have a little bit of self-defense, because you are so melee, and healing is one thing, but having blocks on warrior is always nice. Bastion's defense, create a shield around yourself, blocking and absorbing attacks. Each attack you absorb grants you barrier, and then this would flip over to Bastion's release. Raise, then slam your staff into the ground, releasing the barrier you have, losing and granting your barrier to allies. Enemies in the radius are dazed momentarily. So your fourth ability would be
That's a
generating.
lot, Kroof. That's a lot in one ability. Is there a big cooldown on
The
this?
days, almost 20 seconds.
I mean, if you don't attack it, it's nothing, I guess. So there is that.
Yeah.
Right?
I do like it. I like this ability.
do.
It's nice.
The numbers could be tweaked, or it doesn't have to necessarily have a days. It could have like a weekend or like some other,
I guess it
debilitating.
depends how much barrier you give out as well, right?
Well, yeah,
like
because
it.
barrier is dependent on that player's amount of health.
Yeah,
So if
exactly.
you build a lot of barrier on a warrior because they have high vitality, you can build a lot up, but then you're sacrificing all of it
And
to then
damage and stuff,
give it to allies. Very much like how Spectre would release its barrier, but this has a bit of counterplay in terms of they could not attack you,
Okay.
and then you get nothing out of it, or you
like
get very little out of it.
Yeah.
So definitely leaning into that defense, but also group support, but it requires a sacrifice because you're not getting any of that barrier anymore. And then the final attack, windmill strikes, very your standard, like you spinning your staff all over the place. We love to see it with these animations. Slow your movement speed and whirl around with staff strikes, blocking projectiles, and also striking foes will heal allies around you with many of the other abilities in the staff kit. So you'll get a slight movement speed reduction, but you're able to kind of be a bubble for your allies. And then finally, your F1 ability, Adrenal Wave. Channel your adrenaline into a staff swing, creating a wave of damage. Allies in the wave are granted boons. So a little bit of range, 600 range. Kind of your like final moment for a staff strike, and red and that thematics. Might, Fury, and regen, so you can get some healing over time, but those strong offensive boons.
So is it
So,
like you're swinging these as you swing in a cone in front of you? And you
Yeah,
get
and
that?
it's like Bladesworn, their projectile arc, but you just like kind of swing your staff like a baseball, and it creates a wave.
Absolutely. That's very good. That could be like a really nice kind of world v world PvP kind of like pushing forward kind of thing. And obviously just in raids or anything actually, because you just have to make sure you're always in that position just behind, I guess, as well. Nice.
I'll tell you this. My favorite skill out of all these is definitely your number 4 skill.
Thank you.
It's very inventive, and I think it's very, very good. I think it's very cool.
Thank
yeah, there's a
you.
lot to that.
Yeah, I love that one. That one's super cool.
Yeah. I also say I think that there's a lot here that reminds me of things that I came up with for mine, but it is missing some aspects that I will have to talk about on mine that I think you're gonna be like, oh, I should have done that.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Bruce.
Oh,
So humble. Okay.
I like the fact that you didn't forget to put the F1 in because I did. So bonus points for the F1 skill. What else? Forward impact, bounding leaps. Bounding leaps. It reminds me of Thief for some reason as well. Adrenal wave, because that's what you're kind of doing, and it makes sense because it's adrenaline. And also, if you think about adrenal, you think about injecting something to boost people as well. So like your allies, I guess. So yeah, again, good.
Is there an opening position on the balance team?
Yeah, do it. No, really, really good. Like it. The
I like it too.
jabbing your staff into your target, debilitating them, and enhancing allies. I think there's a lot of what it is there's a lot of, if you don't use these abilities at the right points in time, you almost will be useless.
Yeah,
It's
there's no like
risk-reward.
inherent heal. There's you are healing by doing damage, which
have to
also
hit
isn't
your
something we
attacks.
see except for Willbender. That introduced that a little bit.
So it's similar to almost what I did on the Thief, where it's like you have to do something to get this bonus. Otherwise, it's like, ow, no. Because if you don't get any barrier and you don't stack into healing, the barrier is no point. The daze is good, but it's 1 second. It's like
You will get a
know.
little barrier. Oh
yeah,
there's
but
always
like-
a little something.
Yeah,
but,
of course. But
yeah.
like, it won't be as much if you don't spec into
Yes.
this way. And if you block and nothing happens, you've wasted the 18, 20 second cooldown. It's quite a big thing to waste. So it's good. That's why I feel like it's, awesome. Lovely job. Looks good as well. I like the whole presentation of this. And if you're on audio only,
The production quality is incredible.
the production value is so good.
Speaking of production value, Boots is
Oh
next.
boy.
Let's go look at Boots' ugly. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, this was done first about a half an hour before we
Right,
started.
let's get the excuses out of the way first. Is
No,
there
no
Get them all out of your
excuses.
system.
No excuses. I think that this was actually pretty good because
This looks good.
I didn't phone
No, it
it in
does.
beforehand.
It does look good.
I didn't do the auto attacks because who cares again.
Wow.
But so I think out of all of these, there's a few really cool skills, but I think the most important skill is skill 2.
Okay.
And this is why. Okay, so skill 2 is protective smash. You can come up with a better name, I'm sure. Oh no, never mind. I wrote the wrong I had redone a lot of these a couple of times. It's the same thing as the skill 5. In reality, the description is you leap
For what? Skill 2.
you leap towards
Yeah.
target location,
Yeah.
dealing damage to foes around you when you land, but also creating this. Now, this is the thing that you missed out, Kroof.
A water field.
Creating a water field
Wait,
at your
what?
location.
What, with protective smash?
And no
Yeah.
protection on this build. Anyway.
No, yeah,
was
exactly.
saying,
So
yeah.
change the name. Change the name. It doesn't matter. You don't need protection on this one. It doesn't matter.
Splishy splash splosh? Could
Splishy
be the
splash.
name.
Splishy splash. Even
Splishy
better.
splash. We take in a
Splishy
bath.
There you go.
Love it.
Splashy smash.
Splash
But-
slam.
I like it.
Splash slam.
Creating
Yeah.
a water field.
Yeah. So that is the most important point. Is that
Water.
you
Warrior.
it's a leap. It's a short cooldown leap. I think I didn't put a range. It's probably going to be 400 or 450 or something.
I
Short
like how
cooldown
this
leap.
ability is not the ability that you've put in. Like, you're just completely from scratch. You're just doing it now.
No, I had it written down, but then I
okay.
The
changed certain
description.
things on it, and then
Right,
the
okay,
description.
okay.
And
Minus
then
points.
so short cooldown leaps makes a water field at the location, so it
Yeah.
heals a pulsing heal, a small heal, not a big one, to the people around you. But the important thing is that water field, because Warrior has access to so many combo finishers, including quite a few combo
And projectiles.
blasts.
Yeah.
And it only has access to fire fields as its fields. So when you put a water field on it, suddenly it's able to heal itself very well with leaps and heal allies around it with blasts. And
You
what
got
I hope they
Warhorn in
also
the,
do.
on the opposite side as well.
Sure.
Warhorn? Did Warhorn blast? Actually, no.
So what I hope they also do is add back in the synergistic whatever it's called. There was a trait, a Grandmaster trait back in the day that they deleted entirely that said whenever you do a combo finisher in a combo field, you get double the effect. 2 times the effect. And the only problem is that since Warrior only had access to certain fields, the only thing you could really do is give yourself double the fire field maybe, or like double the might. And it was always kind of lame. Or you could like spin and do more burning stacks. But with double heals, every time you blast in it, you heal your allies twice. That'd be very effective. So combo finisher, combo field water is very important here. And then moving on. Skill 3 is backspring, a little defensive. You got your evade frame that you have on skill 3 on a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
You lash out in front of you, do a little bit of damage, leap backwards, evade backwards, and give yourself and anybody you pass by as you leap backwards some boons.
Is it a flip or is it a leap backwards? A jump?
So let's
back?
go with a flip.
Yeah.
Visually flip.
Visually,
Mechanically leap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skill 4 is the weirdest one I came up with, but it's kind of interesting, I think.
Ooh.
Pinning strike. So you take your spear, you throw it at a target, at a location. It's a targeted skill.
Mm-hmm.
And it does some damage, but every enemy it passes through on the way to its location, it collects them like it's pinning them, and then it pins them to that location.
Bit like longbow on Guardian.
No, more so like
No.
Berserker. That one Berserker ability where you turn your enemy into a projectile and then it'll knock them down. So this is like a continuous.
Is that Wild Blow?
I think it's Wild Blow.
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
continuous like CC.
Yes, it's
Is
like
the
that.
enemy actually moving? And it's Samurok style or what?
Yes, the enemy will move with
Move
your
backwards,
spear
yeah.
to the location that you're sending the spear to. And then they all
And
get
immobilized
immobilized.
They
at
all,
that
they all get kebabbed.
Oh
They all
my
get
god.
kebabbed at that
Jesus.
location. Exactly. And
I think the immobilized might be a bit too extra for me. For 3
I don't know.
seconds. 3
They get pretty
seconds
good.
immobilized, dude.
Y'all
Like,
were
come
complaining
on,
about
man.
my sacrifice barrier skill. Yet we're here like
No,
you
I love that
make your enemy delete.
I said that was a very good ability.
This
Yours.
would need a lot
No,
of
yes,
balancing
thank you.
in multi-world and PvP. Can you imagine just a ton of warriors spiking like the entire army? It would be
Well,
epic.
there's a max number of targets.
How many?
5.
5.
I mean, that's still a lot. If you got 10 warriors, you got like 50. You got like
That'd be great.
25 people just like randomly speared to
Yeah, but you're
fix
talking
and
about world
mobilize.
versus world. Everybody has stability there. It's not
That's
gonna work.
true.
That is
That's
true. That is true. So this wouldn't be run. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so I feel like that skill's kind of fun. And then the last one is
Absolutely.
You Shall Not Pass. It's just classic.
Oh, yeah. There
The
you
classic
go.
Gandalf. You smash your staff down to the ground. You do like a shockwave out of you. They get knocked back. You do some damage and give boons to your allies.
Perfect.
And they get launched, and then because it's unstable ground, kind of like are knocked down for a couple of seconds
Yeah,
once they
absolutely.
land.
Makes sense. And
Um,
boons as well?
And boons to your allies, yeah, in that area. And then finally, the burst attack. This one was the last one I made, so it's a little bit less good than the other ones. Is Pinball Wizard.
I love the name. Sorry, it's the best name you've got.
Thank you.
Other than maybe
It's
You Shall Not Pass.
you throw your staff at your target, and it just bounces between your enemies and your allies, doing dazes and blinds and weakness to your
Oh, like
enemies
Mesmer,
and
Greatsword
boons to
too?
your.
When it bounces,
Yeah.
the sword
For
bounces.
Mesmer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way like the projectile like will bounce between foes.
Yeah, it's like that, but
Okay.
very different.
Yeah.
The animation. But yeah,
Wasn't that a song by The Who?
Yes,
Wasn't it a song by The Who?
It is a song. It's a movie by The Who.
Yeah.
The copyright infringement might need to be dealt with a legal team over by ArenaNet, but I think they can pull it off.
I think you can name things. I think you can do that. I think you're okay. Should be okay. Or can you?
No,
Or
you know
is
what?
it?
You know what, Boots? We did have very similar structures to
Yeah,
our
we did.
abilities.
But the one of the things that you didn't have. Sorry, one of the things that
You're
you
gonna
did
go
have
back
that I
to
didn't
that,
have
aren't you?
is that fourth
Water
skill.
field. Oh,
is that fourth skill, which was
Oh,
very
the
very.
range.
I love. No. I'm talking about the things that you did have that I didn't have.
Oh.
So that fourth skill I thought was very nice. I thought that I want to kind of somehow incorporate onto here, and if we didn't do that and we incorporated stuff from here onto yours, I think you need the water field.
I'm a little testy with water. I think it would be very nice because you do have so many finishers. I really enjoy your idea of using the staff as a spear instead. I almost went that direction where, very much like Spellbreaker, it's not a magical class, but they still incorporate these physical elements of magic where you have these effects. I almost went with like a Sun Spear type effect with Guild Wars 1, where like you channeled your adrenaline and it was like more so the shockwaves that would create the projectile effects.
Yeah, and I'm
So
thinking
I like Pinning Strike.
Thank you. And I'm thinking that like I like looking at these abilities I have here. I'm liking how it would play. Like the mobility that you get from skill 2 on a 6-second cooldown, being able to hop back and forth and go to your allies or go to your enemies and heal them or deal damage to things.
Yeah.
And the back spring as well. I think it'll be fun to play.
Yeah, you have to call that water one a sweat spray. Because you're a warrior.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just like shake your sweat off on people. as you land.
Yeah,
God.
absolutely.
Oh no,
Healing
shake it off
sweat.
is already a thing.
Yeah.
Shake it off on the face. Let's just add that bit. There you go. That
Oh,
would
wow.
save money on the audio.
Wow.
No, Crichton Herald. No, Crichton Herald.
Nar.
Oh my
No,
God.
Crichton Herald. Just no. Okay. Good job, Boots. Loving it. Really, really awesome.
Beautiful.
The good thing about both of the work you both did there was I can really visualize exactly what you were trying to do, which I really like with the work, with the description, and even just the text you used for the names of the abilities. Wow, no, we're in a really long way around doing that. So yeah, really, really great, awesome. Thank you for the effort you've put into that as well. I do appreciate it. Do we want to say anything more on that? Shall we bash mine over?
Let's do it.
Yeah, go for it. Let's do yours.
Do it. So again, and I couldn't not come up with a background with a theme and history. So, and this is surprising. So there is a Scottish staff fighting style.
What?
With the staff. And it's very much based on a defensive sword style as well. So it's all about like stability, and they literally said in this video, they're like prioritizing defensive structure and stability. So it's not all about that, but I just thought it was very interesting. And there's some words that are come from this as well, like resting guard and not stick it to him. Like last quarter is actually a name for like an actual stick. Yes. I'll talk about the spelling of that as well. And last quarter is like the name of a move, but also, you know, no quarter is a different thing, which is very historic, you know, no quarter, like, you know, all that kind of stuff.
And
the last quarter is about soccer.
and quarter
Or
quarter
no.
staff.
Actually,
Quarter
American
staff.
football.
Quarter
exactly,
staff.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
true.
That's right.
Quarters, 25 cents.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Of a pizza. We're just gonna go for the quarters of things.
How can you call it football when you basically don't kick the ball? It's just rugby.
You kick it twice or 3 times in a game.
Yeah, but it's rugby.
It's frequent
just
enough to
rugby
call it football,
with
Ben.
It's-
I don't know.
We
We're
can't
weird.
have this discussion. We're on American hours.
We can't have nice things.
I think the only accurately named sport is handball.
No, football is the most accurate name sport.
No, that's soccer
True.
though.
And
No,
basketball,
it's not.
it's not
Because
even a
literally,
basket.
you're not allowed to touch the ball
No,
with
I'm
your
talking about
hands. You're only allowed to
English
touch the
football.
ball with your feet.
Well, you could touch it with your head and any other part of the body
Yeah, but no.
besides your
If you
arms.
touch it with like most of this area, it's handball.
No, it's not.
this-
Anything
not
but
this
your
here,
arms
but, like,
is
it-
okay.
Depends.
Wait,
It depends where your
That
hand
depends.
is. If it hits your hand and your hand's on your leg.
Anything but your arms is okay.
Fair enough. What about your testicles?
Absolutely okay. I don't know if you want to.
Sausage ball.
You will not be fine. Oh, have you know?
little sausage ball.
Oh, little
That's
sausage
why
ball.
I feel like even though men's soccer is extremely popular, I feel like women's soccer is more inventive because they're able to use their testicles more often in the game to less detrimental
You've just
effect.
on the opposite.
A
You should've done
lot
that.
of things. Listen, a lot of things. A lot of things have just been brought to mind because of
I
that.
don't know what's happening.
You know,
anymore.
while some women do have testicles.
I love how we're
I mean, I
talking
guess
about
maybe
warrior
that would
staff
be the
and
game
we've ended up
changer.
here. Jesus
You just like
Christ.
maybe that would be the game changer. You just wouldn't know like who on
like-
the enemy team, like one of the new stats would have.
You're like, this is the strat.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could tell by the way that they were dribbling. That would be my.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We've got stats
Jebro,
for testes.
what about your
I'm
staff
like, what that's about?
skills?
I'm starting to think about what
Take
stats.
us through your Scottish staff fighting
Yeah, take
warrior.
us to the Scottish staff warrior.
Refined strikes is the first skill. I didn't put
Oh,
any,
nice.
a lot of the things. So strike your
I
foe
will
with
say
3.
this.
Go on.
Never mind. I will not say. Keep
You
going.
can say anything. What do you want to say? You want me to do the skill and then say? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Refined
will. I
strike.
will say before you continue. I will say that half of the reason why that that was a very strange thing to say was because I meant to say genitals and not testicles.
You meant to say genitals and not testicles. That's why.
Yes.
Because you know that we're, like, yeah, depending on, you know, we could have people, but yeah, I'm not going. Not
Yes.
all women. Oh my God.
Natural bias there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just want to talk about testes. That's where you're at now. It's okay. It's because
where
I
it
called
ca-
you
it
my
came
little
up
sausage
earlier.
earlier. That's what you're talking about. So I called you my little
Yeah.
sausage, and you just put in the testicles with the sausage. I guess.
That's right.
So refined strikes. Strike your foe with 3 well-timed strikes, which is a combo. Push forward with each blow knocking an enemy back on the 3rd strike. Nothing big, just like 3 combo hits. And again, you have to hit each one so you get the knockback at the end. That's all it is.
That is wild.
It's not. It's pretty basic. Pretty
To have a
basic.
knockback on your auto attack,
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild.
and
Oh,
you
yeah.
were
No,
were
you,
given
you don't
both
understand.
Boots
An
and
auto attack
I-
knockback
Oh, yeah.
is not possible. You cannot do that, Jebro.
Back. Not back. I mean,
It doesn't matter.
have to
It
be-
removes a
it's very
stack of
short.
stability every time
Oh
you
yeah.
auto attack.
Hell yeah. Let's go. But you have to hit each strike.
and
have
you
to hit each
criticized
strike.
Boots and I.
I mean,
Anyways, skill
It
2.
interrupts everybody every time you auto.
It does. On the 3rd skill. On the 3rd skill. You have to
Oh my
hit each
God.
one, but you have to hit each one. If you miss, that's it. You go back to the beginning. I understand that is quite powerful. I will admit that as a human
Okay.
that's trying to do better in the world. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Not as bad a mistake as me saying genitals.
I mean,
Yes.
you're fine. We'll forgive you. Last quarter is pretty bad. Strike your foe at range with a powerful attack. Successful staff combo doubles the damage of last quarter. So if you... Wait, what was I thinking of here?
At range.
Strike a foe at range.
Do you throw the staff?
Oh, no, you're holding it at the bottom of the staff and you're kind of poking it. Like it's mid-range.
Oh, so it's like a 240 210 range.
Yes. So
Like
it's
a little bit
difficult to
longer
hit.
than melee.
Yeah, so many things can get in the way.
Oh,
like, you
okay.
know.
But if you do the refined strikes and knock someone back, then you knock someone back with it.
You
double
can
the
only
damage
use
of your
last
skill
quarter.
two. Okay, I like the doubling the
Okay.
damage of the skill 2. Let's just get rid of that knockback, and the 2 skills that you have right now are great. I
So
like
it's
them.
related
Yes.
on that, like if you double the damage of this. So it just says damage. I don't know how much damage.
But now I understand why you put knockback on it.
Yes.
Because you wanted a visual stimuli knowing that you successfully hit all 3 attacks.
Maybe. I mean,
And
that
then you
makes
could
sense.
have more reason to use your second ability because that would be the only ability you could use to hit them again.
Well, you can hit
Yeah.
them.
Before you had to
can-
move.
You can hit them, but you don't hit them for a big damage, the double damage. So you still
Right.
get damage with it, but you can use it. But it's a big cooldown. It's going to be a big cooldown. I should have put that there as well.
Would it be better to have like a knockdown rather than a knockback?
No.
Neither.
The
No
knockback-
hard CCs on another
No.
attack.
Back could have been like I mean, it's bad either way. I mean, it's not bad, but like I think I was thinking of more of a mini stun, like a very short daze.
That sounds so bad.
It's also bad.
Still an
Any hard
interrupt.
CC with no cooldown is
it
bad.
It could be an immobilize. No.
That's
A cripple. A cripple. A cripple.
No, it
better.
could, no, it could be an immobilize. It would be the most powerful auto
You're
attack
just
in the
saying,
game.
yeah, but you're just
But-
saying that because of your throwing your stick.
No,
thing.
I'm saying it could be immobilized. It would be the most powerful auto attack in the game, but it's still not
You have to hit it.
as crazy as like a hard CC.
If you
it's
can't
still not.
block in PvP and World v World, if you don't evade one attack out of those three, then you deserve to be knocked down.
Yeah, no, but
I'm
also
just
the
saying.
other thing is the reason why it could be an immobilize is because I mean Thief on almost every weapon they have has a spammable immobilize on their skill
If you think
too.
about Ranger
That's
is
true.
an immobilized fiend.
Yeah, it's not that bad immobilize. It's
We'll do
it's
immobilize
okay.
then. There you go. The lesser of the evils.
No initiative cost. Anyway. Skill 3.
Resting guard. I like this because the whole dazed and confused came into my head because it is a confusion. So block incoming attacks, and you gain Aegis. Successful block allows the warrior to daze and confuse their foe. So if you block, you can get jarred. It's like, you hit and you can't become confused and dazed. You get Aegis. I thought Aegis was nice. I was like, oh, warrior Aegis. Maybe that could be a thing.
And now this, of course, Dazed and Confused, the words have historical meaning to that movie called Dazed and Confused from back in the
Absolutely. Thank
90s.
you, Boots. And if you have not seen that movie, you are fired. You are 100%. Wow.
Everyone.
Now, Kroof, I allow
um,
you because like you're younger than Rook is, but Rook,
I also
no
haven't seen it.
excuse.
Oh, Rook. Oh.
I also haven't seen it, even though I
What
know
is
the
wrong with you?
Oh, we're gonna have no
It's a
podcast
cult
coming up.
Classic. It is so good. Please go and see it. It is so good.
Okay.
It's so
Alright.
good. It's a movie.
Is it
it's like,
as good
it's
as The Adventures of Baron Munchausen?
I haven't seen that.
Wow, you're fired.
Wow.
This is not your show. Okay, skill 4 is stick it to. Yes, I realise the spelling might be incorrect, but I was trying to emphasise that they're really getting it.
They're really just getting it.
They're really getting it.
Okay. All right then. Okay. Just really getting it, huh?
Not
They're really getting it.
not too complicated. Scream out loud and raise your
Sorry,
stuff
now-
in the air.
I always like to say, when you say they're really getting it, and then you read what the skill actually does, please explain how they're really getting it.
Scream out loud.
Scream out loud.
I mean,
Raise your staff in
that
the
is
air.
not actually like it. That is not actually what it says. It does say stick it to him. It could be like everyone's gonna stick it to them with fury because
They're really
angry.
going to get it.
Yeah, they're really
They're
going
really
to
gonna get it.
in theory.
Everybody's
I
sausage
actually
just
thought these
out,
were very
just
good
ready.
skills, and everyone is shitting on them. Fine.
No, I
I'm gonna
mean,
continue.
Skill.
I
I'm
think
sorry,
okay,
this skill-
okay. You
Up
give
until this
fury
point,
to
your skills have been
allies.
fantastic, but this skill is giving fury to your allies. I'm assuming it's your allies and
Yeah,
not
it
your
says-
enemies.
It says allies.
Okay,
And that's it.
but all it does is give fury.
Yeah. It's a
We had
buff.
this
It's a
we
boon.
had this issue with our last weapon stream where all the weapon did was give quickness and that was it.
Oh really? Not mine.
Yeah, it was yours.
If
this-
My last
if this
weapons were
was
great.
if this was
What's wrong with
fury,
giving-
if this was fury and might and maybe resistance, then you
Sure.
might then they
But
might
Fury
really
is
get it.
strong. Fury is
You know what's
really
going on
strong.
right here? You know what's going on right here? Kroof and the
They're
rest of
jealous.
us have been living in the new realm of power creep this whole time.
This is true.
and
You are
Jebro just
thinking
wants to go
about,
back
like-
to the good old release days of Guild Wars
I mean,
2
it's the thing,
when
right?
the skill just gave quickness, and then that's it. That's all it did.
We do really
Or not
get-
quickness. Sorry, not even quickness.
Well,
Give
that's the
fury.
thing. I mean, what? There's nothing wrong with having something fairly basic and like having this. Fury is underrated. Like Fury is a huge boon.
It is good. It is good. And I
There is-
actually really like
crit.
your approach to simplicity. I think Guild Wars 2 could probably benefit from a
'Cause
bit more
warriors are
simple.
basic.
Ouch.
All right.
Wow, now you're really digging in and just, turning this aggravation towards
Hey.
other people, Jebro.
Well, we're
Hey,
really sticking it to
I've
him.
got- it's
We're
three
really
on one
sticking
right
it to
now.
him.
It's 3-on-1 now, and Fornex is the only one who hasn't said anything, so I just feel defeated. You could say that I have
No.
been dazed
This
and
skill has
confused.
potential. It just needs a little
No,
zhuzh.
it's
It needs a
I
little
think the skill
zhuzh.
has potential. It just
Fine.
needs
I'm just gonna go to the
at
last
least like
skill, and then we
4
can
other
end.
things.
That's fine. I get it. I don't even want to say the last one now because it's basic.
No, it's the biggest one. It's the because it's got that big in the name.
Oh, it's big.
Big swings, just an
It's,
AoE
it should be
knockdown.
called home run.
Oh yeah.
Baseball. Knock down.
Oh.
Knock down enemies. Ah, let me read it.
Go back. Go
Let
back.
me read it. Knock down enemies in a cone in front of you.
This is great. This is
Actually,
good
for
stuff.
a fifth ability, it's
Thank
actually
you for
really good because
joining
hard
the
CC.
Lightbringers podcast.
No!
We'll see you next time.
Jebro.
You had really
Everyone-
good skills.
everyone
It's just
other
the
than
fourth one
Sornex.
needed a bit zhuzh.
Everyone other than Fornex sucks.
Even Rogue hasn't even said anything.
I barely said anything. I only sassed
Rick
you a
was
little
laughing at
bit.
me. Fine.
Okay, I will say,
No words.
I actually,
We've got no
you know,
time.
Jebro, you have
to do an
actually,
outro.
you have penetrated something into the Guild Wars 2 gameplay. Why did I say penetrated? Why did I say that?
Because we're talking about staff.
I literally did not even mean to say that.
Jebro's just sticking it in.
No, you have pierced into a new niche of Guild Wars 2 gameplay.
All of it. That's all I'm going to say.
Stop.
Who wants to come onto the podcast
I'm trying
next
to say
week?
something genuine. I really
Lies.
actually enjoy the idea of your auto attacks enhancing your other weapon abilities. That is
Yes.
something I have never thought
Yes,
of, and I actually think
agree.
could be really cool. And then like you could spend like it empowers your abilities, but you can only spend it on like one of those abilities to choose. I think that's actually a really cool idea for a weapon that
Oh.
we haven't seen.
We have seen that actually, but
Where?
this is
Virtuoso?
on Axe Conjure on Elementalist.
That's a conjure weapon. It doesn't count, Boots. That doesn't
Oh, you're
count.
always obsessed with conjuring weapons, aren't you?
Yes, that is the only thing I ever talk about.
Come on, man.
But,
And adventures. Good lord.
so yeah, no, I think it is a great idea, and I think that it should come
Yeah.
more into the mainstream. Conjure weapons are very niche; they're hardly ever seen in the game. I think if you brought that to a main weapon in Guild Wars 2, that'd be cool.
Like conjure a weapon with a weapon.
No, that your auto attack affects the rest of your abilities on a weapon.
Oh, okay.
I think you should rename the last skill to helicopter and add a fear to it as well.
Helicopter. My fifth ability was kind of like helicopter. I called it a windmill, though. It's
Oh,
before
actually-
technology.
I wonder where
Actually,
Harold is going
I
with this.
retract everything I just said. It's
want
the
to-
opposite.
Why would you call it a helicopter?
Oh, your other abilities affect your auto
Your
attack.
other abilities affect your auto attack. Yeah.
Oh, so
There we
see, we're gonna flip it, Jebro.
Yeah, flip it.
You,
Flip the script.
you brought something new to everyone's
You
minds.
sticked it to us.
You're knocking people down with your wood. Your stick. Your
Thank you so much.
no.
I
think it's okay.
You saw
sounds
some-
With the
a
quarter
euphemism.
staff.
You're like,
No.
Not here?
No.
and
Oh.
it's based on
Oh.
Scottish staff fighting, so you've got more availability for
Yep,
the
just like,
sausage access. I mean,
Just what you and all your
for
friends
wood
do
access.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when,
Yep.
yeah.
And
I
and
heard
no
that the
knickers.
Scots are
Yeah.
known for Scottish staff fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really cool,
Yeah.
actually. There's like, I did a lot of. I just went down the rabbit hole of like different, and there were like 10 different cultures that use staff. I was like, what? All these different places that use staff. I was like, that's actually pretty sick. It wasn't the first thing I came to, but I was like, oh, that's a good theme.
Oh.
But it's good, and they were explaining about the how if you use this, there's this move. The move that last quarter is it's the last quarter of the staff, so it literally opens you up to it like a damage because it's risky.
Wow.
It's really risky. So when you do
you
that
know-
ability, you go for a lot of damage, but you're very open to an attack. So it's
Do you
like,
know why it's called a quarterstaff?
I actually don't.
Was it made in quarters or measured in quarters of?
I don't think so. I don't know the answer. I was just
Is it
asking.
because
Oh.
It sounded like you did research, so.
No, well, that is the move. It's not because it's a quarter. It's quarter of the staff. They hold it
I'm
in,
gonna look it up.
but maybe it is named because of that.
I'm
I don't
literally
know.
looking up right now. Possibly refers to the means of production. See, I was right. The staff being made from quarter swan hardwood
Oh,
You were
okay.
kind
or
of right.
quarter
That's
stone.
not at all what you said.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, I said it was measured. The making process.
You
I was
said
half
they made
right.
it quarter by quarter, didn't you?
I was half right. It had something to do with the production of
You mean
it.
the word?
How about
It
that?
has something to do with the word quarter.
How about them
I'm
apples?
jumping on the insult
about-
train because
No,
I got
I said
hammered
that.
hard
I was
earlier.
right.
So, I got it stuck to me, and now you're gonna get stuck to you, Kroof. Sorry. We are gonna finish that pretty much because the banter outro is gonna be 10 minutes at least. So I thought that would be good. I've got to take the little one to the vet. She's got to get her second vaccine, and she's gonna hate me. But it's
Okay,
fine.
but before we go, I need Rook and Fornax to each tell us which out of all the skills, both Thief and Warrior, which out of all of them is their favorite skill that they saw today.
Why would you
Ooh.
do that?
I like it. Competition.
Yeah.
Friendly
What?
competition.
That's not why we do these things.
It's why I do it.
That's not why we do these things. No.
Which one really spoke to you? How about that?
Which
Not
one
your
did you
favorite.
That you
Enjoy.
think that I was paying that much
I was
attention.
gonna say
It's
that's
so
a lot of pressure.
adorable.
Like, how are they gonna
It's
remember
adorable.
everything? No, cancel that question. Cancel that question.
Well,
Or
Boots,
we
well-
continue
well,
to
Boots.
put them on the
Best-
spot.
I think the best one was Boots's "You Shall Not Pass," purely based off of the name alone.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I did also really like Kroof's Bastion abilities on the staff.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I really liked how many dick jokes we made about Jebro staff skills. So those are probably my
We're not saying
Jebro's
that mine
got
is
some
the best.
staff skills. That's what we know from all of this. He's definitely has some staff skills.
No, I will say, Jeb, I actually really love, as somebody who appreciates real world martial and combat styles and the history of a lot of that. I actually did really love that you integrated the kind of historical or real world groundings with a lot of these. And I thought that was really a nice touch. So that's probably my favorite aspect of yours.
Let's be frank.
That's also a type of sausage.
I think I love everybody. Everyone's wonderful, and that's it.
Fine answer.
All the penises are fantastic. Yeah.
My favorite skill was the one that I made.
Me
that
too.
might be biased.
Actually, no. I think my favorite skill is Kroof's skill 4 on staff.
Thank you.
Actually, no, I take it back. My favorite part was when Boots gave all women testicles, and I think that we should take them and we should use them. We should just embrace it. Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I look forward to this,
I think I think nobody could go wrong with embracing testicles.
No, it's
Embrace.
It seems
Yeah.
it seems fair and testy.
Embrace.
So with that, we're going to go because we need to do an outro because I have to go. Everyone, thanks so much for watching. Oh, next week we're not going to do weapons, but we're going to do something else. I'm not sure what yet. We may do a little bit of playthrough of maps and give opinions and stuff, which could be cool. I don't know. We'll
Can you
see.
hurry up and finish the story so we can talk about the law, please?
I have
Please.
very short, limited time. I'm sorry.
Well, you might just have to deal with being spoiled then, Jebro.
We're gonna commandeer the stream.
I'm gonna fire everyone and just replace you with people who have no
Everybody
time
on the
lives.
count of 3 before Jebro can close the stream. Let's all say what happens at the
No,
end.
that would be the worst.
We're
I would be
definitely gonna do that with
genuinely
no
pissed off.
warning.
Oh my god.
The
Okay.
world explodes.
Yeah.
Well, that's normally what happens in everything. Real quick, let's go for a quick outro, people. Tell us what you're doing.
Hi, it's me, Rook, aka your spicy chipolata, and I do stuff on Twitch, twitch.tv Rookery. I do stuff on YouTube, the same deal, reactions and other content for the games that we love over there. I also do podcasts, this one and S03E03 Radio for Final Fantasy XIV, and I do a lot of shoutcasting, hosting, all that good stuff, which is great. We've got some more stuff coming up. We have a big thing coming next month when I will be casting live at Final Fantasy XIV's Fan Fest in London. But whatever we're doing, wherever we're doing it, we are always having a great time, getting excited about the games that we love, sharing some laughs, sometimes more inappropriate than others. And, you know, just vibing, because the world can be a rough place. So let's make our own places where we can, you know, kind of get away from that, have a good time playing the games we love. That's me.
Yay!
Boots, go for it.
Hi, I'm Boots, also known as Your Little Sausage. I have a website called YouTube, and on that website there's another section of it called YouTube/World of Enders.
You sleepy? You get sleepy?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I got like really bad allergies right now. And
Oh.
like very itchy eyes. And yeah. And you can find my videos on youtube.com/World of Enders.
Kroof, hello, do the thing.
Hi everyone, I'm Kroof, also known as Bloodburst. I am old, aged, and very wise. I am also a YouTube personality, content creator.
Stop it!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm an influencer. You can watch my videos.
Oh my god. What is happening? What happened?
I could not talk.
Did the stream stop? I think so.
No, not yet.
Pull it together, babe. You can do it. I believe in you. Come on.
That was my outro.
Kroof, you make me laugh so hard. You make me laugh like the way I would laugh in high school over this.
I don't know why I started laughing though. That's the funny thing.
Who's next?
Your gift.
Fornax.
Is it me? Is it
Yes.
me? I think they just both peed themselves a little
I
bit. It's
think
okay,
so.
guys. It's
Yeah,
fine.
for
it's
sure.
fine.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Fornax. You okay, babe? You look so like. I make content over on YouTube. Please check out my latest gear video, etc. And yeah, group hug for the
It really sounded like you said, please check out my latest game video.
It is totally gay. Please tell all your friends to go over to my channel. It's the gayest
makes it
thing
better.
you'll see this week. Yeah, promise.
More
Promise.
powerful for it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to join us every week for whatever just happened, please come and say hello to us. Twitch.tv/JebroUnity. Kroof is dying. I just had to reply to something actually randomly.
Oh,
and-
Riley, happy birthday, Riley, by the way. Sorry, I didn't see you in chat.
Riley, happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
I also knew that somehow.
Really?
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 Is it really?
Really?
Really? Sorry.
It's okay.
Happy birthday, darling.
Maybe
Is it
it's
really?
Friday, and I've
Really,
just got
really?
it known wrong for like 8 years, potentially.
Same.
He's been here for a long time.
Aww.
Thank you, my friend. Happy birthday, buddy. Okay, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to join us. I'm not sure what we'll be talking about next week, but it'll be great, as per usual. Thank you for the effort that you've put into that as well today. Thank you for just being epic people and wonderful personages that are very kind to your fellow presenters and host every single time we do the show, and definitely not mean.
Are you saying that we should lay off on the stick it to him? Because you are asking for us to stick it to you, I think.
Thank you, everyone. for joining us. There may be a different cast next week.
Probably.
We'll see you soon.
I have to say a safe word.
I am mostly
Poughkeepsie.
joking.
Poughkeepsie! Sorry.
Also, oh my gosh, I just realized we
What
never
is
gave Jebro a sausage. I'm gonna give you vice versa.
Oh.
Vice first.
Vice
Like-
versa.
Vice
Is that like
versa.
white?
It's a white sausage.
You
because
just
the
call
top
me a
of
white
it.
sausage?
Oh, because he looks like a vice
Because
first.
the top of it looks like
Oh my
We are
gosh.
so going, Jesus.
Y'all called me
Christ,
old.
man.
Y'all
Everyone
called
is
me
being
old.
rude.
Now we're calling Jebro white.
Yeah, bro,
you
looks
white
like
for
a
your
white
age.
sausage.
Jebro is white. Jebro is white, but you're also you're cute though, Jebro. You're cute. We
This
love
is
you.
tea. This is tea.
Okay, everyone, thank you for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time on the Lightbringers podcast. Goodbye.
Everyone.
Bye.